Right, rolling on to articulation. One of them on this figure, how much articulation does it need really? How mental are the poses you're going to do? Will it hold its guitar? Yeah, it will. Will it move freely? Yeah, it will. Would you want to do it fucking smashing somebody over his head with his guitar? Well, you won't want to, but you could if you wanted to, because there's no bends it won't do. The neck moves nicely. I'll try and show you a little bit. And it will hold the pose well. I mean, looking nice and smooth. I do like necks on Enterbay. The ratchet effect on the wrist, which is a strange one because I've not seen it before. The hands are a total bastard to swap in and out because the peg seems to always be too big for the hole. So what I've had to do is get like a sharp pair of scissors and just put the end of the scissors in and just turn, sort of bore a little bit of the, bore it off a little bit. Now, the elbows feel nice and smooth and hold really well. Same with the ratchet legs. The ankles are a peg. I took the boot off yesterday and they're a peg, same as a wrist peg. So Enterbay or Kotobukiya, whoever it is who's decided on that, that's a good one. Because I know how fragile these Enterbay ankles can be. But like I say, it's not the case with that. It's just like a normal hand peg but holding his foot on, which I do like. Problem with articulation. Right, I'll try and show you this. I'll describe pose first because I'm obviously going to take him off at stand to show you this. He will hold the guitar nicely. He's got two hands that'll hold sort of the stringed end of the guitar. He's got an hand with a plectrum on, which will go around the guitar nicely. Some people have said the guitar looks a little bit oversized. I don't think so, and it is a really, really nice feature of the figure. I think that looks cool as fuck. Like I say, he's just playing his guitar two-handed now, rocking out a little bit, maybe throwing a kick out. You'll decide yourselves. So that's the pose I've gone for. Now, if I take it off the stand and I hold his arse section, this is the articulation part I don't like. The ab crunch joint is a little bit loose, so he'll lurch forward and back too easy for me. I'd like him to hold it a little bit. Now, there's fixes for that. I could take his vest off, wrap a little bit of insulation tape round so it sort of hinders his movement a little bit, and that corrects that. But should you have to on a £200 figure? Probably not. But, like I said, other than that, it is really good. Just getting back on stand. The articulation is really good. And like I say, the suit doesn't hinder the articulation. In fact, if you close the buttons actually on the jacket, it would probably hold his ab area in place a little bit better. There is also a swivel in his waist, so if you rotated him, I can't really show it while I've got his guitar in hand. If you were to rotate him, then that sort of holds him. Like, did you see what I did then? I'll show you again. That's how he were, sort of crunched over going towards guitar. If you rotate him up and to the side, he'll now hold that, because his hip area holds him in position. It's hard to show without taking his clothes off, and to be honest, I don't rate want to do that. So, yeah, good articulation, but not perfect. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Like I said as well, that's taking into account that the hands are bastards to swap out, but I have now bored all the holes out, so they do go on a little bit easier and do stay tight, sort of thing. So, yeah, so let's have King looking round to us. I do like to fucking... Sometimes you can do a little nod at Ed, or put his head back, or whatever, and it just makes that fucking pose look all that much better. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, I'll roll her on to the next category. Right, rolling on to accessories. Obviously, people already know what he brings. They've seen it before. I'll go through it. Got the awesome guitar. Like I said, some people are saying it's oversized. I personally don't think so. It's a really well-crafted piece. The strings are real. In fact, let's have a little. Yeah, so you could play it if you're fucking good enough. It wouldn't be in tune, but you could still play it. All the buttons and everything are really nicely done. Paintwork's awesome. The strap, get that for detail, brothers. Fucking awesome. Then you get his microphone stand. Obviously the mic comes off. It is wired. Adjustable height down to the silver base. The amplifier, which again, really nicely done. Good detail. The knobs don't move. The handle does. You can fold it down. It's another nice piece. And then the bass, the Elvis Presley engraved on it, is sort of a smaller replica of the stage from the 68 comeback special. So yeah, altogether a really nice set. And if you saw my collection video, which I put up last night, you saw that I put the Elvis figure in a display on its own, because I think the all-round set, I mean, look at that. Fucking hell, that's worthy of a shelf, surely, innit? It is in my fucking book anyway, and who's putting this collection together? That's right. So yeah, so you get all those things, like I've said. And then hands, obviously you've got like a pretty relaxed hand there, which I'm just cradling the guitar with. The hand with the plectrum, that does stay in. Really well sculpted. I will mention something about the hands actually in a minute as well. The relaxed right hand, obviously it's got the ring on it. Again, nice piece. You can use it for pointing or sort of just about to grip the microphone stand or resting on his guitar, whatever. What looks like a fist, but if you look very carefully, just inside the thumb, that hole there is sort of drilled all the way through. If you look in there, look. So the wire will go through and it looks like he's holding the cable. So yeah, nice thing. What I'm going to tell you about the hands is, they all seem to have this little mark here, like you can tell where it's been, when it's been sprayed, it's been sat on some kind of dock or in a jig or whatever you want to call it, in a mould. I think they all have that. So it is a little bit of something I noticed, but it's not, I'm not going to get fucking anal about it. Then for his left hands, you've got the hand for holding the strings. Again, really well sculpted. Got the ring on it. And it does go around. Obviously be careful when you're putting that around the strings, because you want to get it sort of tracked, a string trapped in groove and snap one of the strings on guitar, because that might be a pisser. And then you've got the microphone holding left hand. Again, really well sculpted. So good set of extras, and like I said, when you can put them all together and come with a display like that, you've got to be loving it. And I was trying to think, what else could it have come with? I'm not going to say another head sculpt, because that likeness alone must have cost a fortune to get. And I know I said with a Joker, fuck that, we've paid the money sort of thing. And I suppose that fucking is the case with Elvis, but I don't think you'd really need another expression. But I think what they could have done is maybe give it a swappable fringe, so they could have had the hair down sort of thing, a little bit more ruffled up. I suppose that would be doable, knowing that you can have interchangeable hairpiece on the Hot Toys. So that would have been a thing. And then other than that, all else I can really think of is a chair. And that's because on a lot of the concert that I saw overnight on YouTube, he was sitting down in a chair with 4 other blokes. So a chair might have been a no-brainer. But I'm not pissed off I ain't got it, because I probably wouldn't have him sat down anyway. But like I said, the more options they give you, the better it makes the figure in my eyes. So I'm going to give the extras a... I'm going to give it I'm still going to give it a 5 out of 5, because like I said, when the display is good enough to hold its own shelf, then it's fucking shit hot. So yeah, I'm loving it. And remember boys, this weren't a DX figure, this is just a standard figure. I know it's a little bit dearer than a standard Enterbay, but at the end of the day, it's the king, so you got to pay that little bit extra. Right, I'm going to roll straight on to value and give it the overall score. Right, the value, it did come out a little bit more expensive than I wanted to pay for, like I say, what is essentially a standard figure. But obviously it brought the guitar, which is going to cost a lot, and if you compare that to the Sarong guitars, then fucking hell, we got a bargain. The mic stand's nice and everything that it comes with is nice. Nice figure, couple of little nitpicks with it, but nothing major, nothing that stops me liking the figure, that's for sure. If you would have bought this from 16 Bruce direct to Wyman, I think it was £190, which, like I say, it's a top end price, but if you've been waiting for an Elvis figure for a length of time, like for example Victoria were, then I'm sure that that price is irrelevant. You're going to pay that a bit extra. If a Muhammad Ali figure came out and it were £300, I'd save up and I'd get it. So you've got to take that into account. Now, will the price go up? I've got a sneaky feeling it will, but I think it'll take some time. And the reason I say it will is, on the underside of this base, it is numbered. I've got something like 2,300 and think about 68, if I remember rightly, of 3,000. Now, 3,000 sounds a lot, but how big are the lines that Hot Toys are running? Are they 5,000? Are they 10,000? Does anybody know? So at least with this, you get a feeling that I'm one of only 3,000 people worldwide that's got this figure. Now, if you advertise this figure on eBay, you probably sell it. Now, you go to the Elvis the Elvis page on Facebook and put a picture of this figure. Most Elvis fans won't even know that that exists. So you go and advertise it over there and see if you could sell this figure, because that's what I'd be doing. I'm not a marketing man or all, but that's what I'd be trying. Because like I say, all them old Elvis fans who fucking loved him from first time round, they'd jump on a figure like that, I would think, and more power to them if they did. So I'm going to give the value I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Like I say, we're an high-end price, but I think the price will either stay the same or go up over time. Now, saying that, like I said at first, I went direct to Wyman, and to be honest, he's looked after me on this one a little bit. I'm not going to tell you the price because I'm going to respect his privacy, and I never really discuss personal business sort of thing. If it's a seller from Hong Kong, I'll tell you what I've paid, because I think we'll go out there and fucking and tell them. Now, them guys in Hong Kong, they probably don't know I'm shouting them out, but the thing is, I'm going to now link this review to 16 Bruce's Facebook page, so you can all see it over there, or you come onto my YouTube and see it. And yeah, like I said, much respect to the man. He's done me a good service, and I hope this review he's happy with. And that's all I can tell you. Thanks for that ankle joint, buddy. You're fucking star, man. And thanks for this figure, because you've looked after me. You've got it me fast. You've packaged it well, and I'm buzzing about it. So the overall score on this figure is 32 out of a possible 35, which you know is a fucking awesome score in Clipper King collection. He's taking pride of place on that shelf in a minute, and there's not much more I can say apart from thank you very much. And the Clipper King has left the building.